Hey everybody, good evening. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift. Welcome Nirav Shah. How are you this evening?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah,
So
absolutely great.
today,
Can't be better. Very excited.
so today we are in conversation with Nirav Shah. He is dynamic. He's an real estate developer. He's an interior and an architectural designer. He's a life coach, a business and a life coach. He's touched more than 10 lakh lives via your platform. And his story, riches to rags to riches. Let's hear it from the man himself. And he likes cartooning and public speaking. And there is so many more aspects to your personality. We'll get to know a little by little during this interview. Yeah. So,
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you so much. Yeah,
so
yeah.
Nirav, let's right into it. What, according to you, is the paradigm shift?
Okay. So if you look up the Google and check on the definition, it says that society has framed some norms, since maybe hundreds of years, thousands of years. A lot of
Right.
things are seen in a particular way.
Right.
But if you end up doing something different, you know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
normally called paradigm shift. Paradigm shift.
That's
Uh,
right.
Business has a new word lately. Probably it was always there, but it's now very popular, which is called as disruptive thinking. You know, uh,
Oh,
yeah. So in that, from that perspective, if I'm doing something different, that too is paradigm shift. Yeah. So yeah, doing something different. Let's keep it very simple.
yes, keep it simple. Okay,
Yeah.
so Nirav, let's start at the beginning, at where all good things began. Let's see where your story began. Tell us all about it.
Okay. So if I have to relate my story to this topic of today, you know,
Right.
uh, I would want to see, because I understand that the audience is going to be maybe a young man or a woman, maybe somebody who is elderly, maybe a dad, a mom,
Right.
I mean, a sister, a brother, everybody. Okay. So I'm going
Right.
to cover this from all those aspects, plus the businessman that I am,
Right.
the success that I've seen and the failures.
Right.
Now, I want to start with um um the phase where I wasn't even born. Okay. and
Okay.
and 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 so the point is that my dad and we had green card, and very well settled in there. My dad was in USA, had a fantastic
Okay.
job, and this is about 40-45 years back. Okay.
Okay.
so
Okay.
so that time, the most normal thing for everybody was, or anybody was, that wow, you have a job there, you have a green card, settle there, and
Hmm.
the life is scripted. That then you will have a
Correct.
baby. It could have been me, and I would have been some NRI kid. Uh,
Okay.
what's very interesting is that he kind of studied there, took some exposure, and
Hmm.
then one fine day he takes a decision that I'm going back to this country, India, giving
Okay.
back what I've learned from here. And he
Right.
actually tore off the green card in the USA,
Oh my God.
not keeping the plan B open. Okay.
Oh.
So while there should be a plan B in a lot of things, okay,
Right. Right.
this is one aspect where he said that if I'll have a plan B, I'll
Huh.
be tempted to not give my 100% there.
Hmm.
Meaning in this country, once he's back,
Right.
and I might go
Right.
back. So that's the first change he gave to the family and himself.
Right.
Now, once he comes back, he is leading one of the top industries of the country. He is
Okay.
the founder. He was the founder and chairman of Inductothon.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
Now, all of a sudden, at the age of 42, now comes the second paradigm shift. At the age of
Okay.
42, one fine day, walks into the home and says that I'm retiring. What? Age 42? So from the top of the world that he was at, and
Hmm.
everybody was asking him two questions, as to Mr. Shah. Everybody aspires for what you have, I mean, and you are retiring at 42. The audience is to ask themselves as
Right.
to look at somebody 42 around you, and he's like on the top of the world, and then he's retiring. Okay, it's very, very, very surprising. And he says two things.
Right.
Because the second question was that your son is about 18 and he'll be now getting into the real world, and why won't
Hmm.
he, get into inductor thumb? And
Yeah.
he has a beautiful answer to give. One
Hmm.
is, and this is my most important message to
Hmm.
everybody, because if
Right.
this is what you end up implementing in life, now what I'm going to say, with watches,
Right.
then the paradigm shift is going to be very natural.
Okay.
He said, that, dear society, dear world, I've gone
Ah.
to a place for 21 years
Yeah.
where I never wanted to go.
Okay.
I actually wanted to be an architect. I wanted to be an
Okay.
artist. I wanted
Okay.
to be in the creative fields, but
Okay.
instead, I was programmed by the society. I was scared by the society, and I ended up becoming an engineer because that was the safest bet at that time.
Hmm.
And I won't drag my son into something which he doesn't like to do.
Hmm.
His aptitude is also more towards the creative parts. So
Right.
we will work on a business which is a combination of creativity and commercial success. But
Right.
just because there are millions and billions, I won't push him
Correct.
to,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So these
Yeah.
are the two very, very interesting decisions that he had taken, which
Amazing.
ultimately shaped up, our lives.
Right.
And just one more thing to the good part of the story, and then, I understand that, we are going to cover another part, because you said in the beginning, riches to
Yeah.
rags to riches, right?
Yeah.
So once
Yeah.
I'm back from the USA, after finishing my construction management, we got to a very, very, very unique, real estate development concept. We got into
Okay.
thematic real estate.
Okay.
So to us, the canvas was, the land, and the paint brushes, and the paints were the bricks and the mortar and all of that. And we
Wow.
created some of the most unique projects about 25 years back.
Wow.
And it didn't take us more than 4 or 5 years to be, an international fame.
Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
this was because of, again, the paradigm shift, the disruptive way of doing it, or the different way of doing it.
You're doing
We
it. Yeah.
too, we too could have gotten into real estate and followed the trends. It was pretty unprofessional, no computers, no professionalism, no office, no
Okay.
warranties, no social, I mean, no after sales service. It was all very, very disorganized.
Hmm.
While, we came up with an approach where we were really told by the society that no, this can't work in this country. You won't be able to sell like this. You can't price it so heavy, things like those.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
but yeah, we could really see, fantastic success, and all of
Amazing.
this by the age of 30. uh, Probably every dream that you can think of was already fulfilled by me before the age of 30. This would be the first
Amazing.
part of the, yeah, first part of the
Amazing
story.
story. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
you've said in your story that depression hit you in the early 2000.
Yeah.
So what happened that you had to go depressed? I mean, you went into depression, and how did you cope with this?
Fantastic. Okay. Right. So till now we talked about, three major, points, which are, which can be called, as a different approach to life, right? Okay.
Hmm.
But I
Hmm.
also say that anything that you do different should be a fairly mature step,
Okay.
in the sense that, one, it should be in sync with your aptitude.
Right.
Second is, it should be doing something positive to the society. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
You should be following the laws of the land too,
Hmm.
because when you are doing something different, you don't want unnecessary friction to come in,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Because anyways,
Correct.
you are not, you're taking a lesser travel road, a not so very smooth road, right? So you don't want
Right.
extra pressure.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, so when you do something different, or as a matter of fact, you do anything, okay, there
Hmm.
has to be something which helps you sustain it for long enough.
Yes.
Example, uh, what will happen is that when you do something different, first thing is, a lot of people would be giving their opinions. That's one.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Second is that you would be quite alone because it's a lesser traveled road, and hence,
Mm.
with so much of opinion, so many opinions coming in, you would always have some sort of doubts every few steps.
Correct.
Okay, so
Correct.
along with knowing how to handle people without fighting with them.
Hmm.
See, to be a baggy with a short-term approach to grab attention, if I'm kind of showing a paradigm shift,
Hmm.
uh, it's not really sustainable, not a very mature approach. But
Of
if
course.
I know that I have to kind of last with it forever, and
Hmm.
ultimately I will have the world tell me, oh wow, you did a great job by being different, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
Then I will have to
Hmm.
learn the management aspects, handling
Hmm.
people and handling myself, my emotions, staying
Right.
excited, consistency, all of it.
Right.
Now now let me answer your question. So what happened is that while I had the most bestest possible start, I don't even
Right.
know that there's a word like bestest, but I'm stressing,
Yeah.
that I had just the most amazing start.
You're
At
right.
30, at 30,
Yeah.
we went
Yeah.
completely bankrupt.
Oh my
Now,
God.
yeah. Now let me define bankruptcy, because I want people to understand that no matter how huge a problem is, it is manageable. Okay.
Hmm.
So I used to live in the most exotic bungalow. It was auctioned off. I had one of the most exotic designer offices. I had offices, in Mumbai, representation in Dubai, and all that. They all closed down.
Oh my
I
God.
went into depression because of all this. About 150 cases slapped on me. A lot of them being criminal in nature, a lot of them being civil in nature. My parents had parted by the age of 9, in 1995 when I was 26. And
Okay.
all the senior people in the industry, in my company, had already retired because they could see that the ship is probably sinking.
Oh.
With all this, with all this, I lost my partner. Nimish Pai was a very young man, unbelievable man, but lost
Hmm.
him to just a sudden, brain cancer.
Oh my
So all
God.
of a sudden, please visualize this, all of you guys with your closed eyes. There is this 26-year-old guy. There is nobody around him, and there are millions and millions of square feet worth of debts. Why millions of square feet? I'm saying is because that amount of real estate was sold to people, and all of a sudden, this creative designer kind person had to answer about 1,200 customers, all the banks, all the private depositors, all the goons, all the police, all the advocates that you can think of, and nothing to show in the asset side at that time.
My
Now,
God.
if I today want to estimate the size of the debt, or not the debt, but say size of the issue to be handled, I would
Right.
put it close to 1,000 crores.
Oh, I'm depressed, Nirav. I'm already depressed.
No, rather instead say impressed. Now, what I'm going to tell you is now. So now this problem was to be handled. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the depression part comes now.
Hmm.
So when you start getting hit, in a boxing ring, and you do not, I mean, you have no clue of, how to handle the situation. What
Hmm.
happens is that you become very sad. There are a lot of gray areas. It's very hazy. You are unclear of what would be your next step and all that.
Hmm.
And that could be labeled as depression. And I'll tell you why I'm
Okay.
saying could be. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
because now I mentor a lot of people. Okay.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
three possibilities when it comes to the word depression.
Okay.
A lot of times, a little longer duration of unclarity makes you sad in life.
Okay.
and hence either you or people feel you are depressed
Okay. Okay.
because you are not finding a solution, nor
Right.
can they give you a solution, and hence
Right.
they push you to a doctor.
Okay.
That is one
Okay.
possibility.
Yeah.
Second possibility is that you are really medically, say in a depression. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
that's where you need the medicines. I would not say no. And third
Okay.
is where it's a very minor case of depression or unclarity or sadness,
Right. Right.
and more of what I want to do in life, how will I do it, and things like those.
Hmm.
Now, now, Dipshika, let's assume that even if I was the most acute case of depression, I take medicines and I am cured medically. My health is okay, but the problems still persist.
Right.
So and they are going to come back to me. So do I get into depression again? So
Correct.
please understand that unless there isn't a logical, joyful uh, solution to a problem,
Hmm. Hmm.
depression is not going to go.
Correct.
My case, I went to the doctor at the Ellis Bridge shopping center. Won't name him. My wife would take me there. I took pills. They went through some therapy and all that. But one fine day, and now I don't know whether that's the right thing to do or not. I actually slapped myself and said that, Nirav, what are you doing to yourself? This is
Hmm.
not your solution. Your solution is people finding an answer to their questions.
Yes.
And and
Yes.
overnight, I snapped out of my so-called pitiable situation that I and the society was creating for myself. So
Wow.
that's my answer to your specific question, depression.
My God. So, Nirav, you said that your parents parted when you were 25. How does one deal with this fact that, your parents have grown apart when you are a young adult?
Yeah. So
That
as a
must be
matter of
quite
fact,
a.
yeah. So that's the most important question. I'll tell you what. Uh, had I understood how to handle that, uh, you know, there would have been no rags wala part to the story. Maybe I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
tell you why.
Okay.
Uh, Two human beings not doing well together is a very natural thing.
Yeah.
Both the human beings trying their best to
Correct.
work it out. I'm
Hmm.
sure that efforts have been put in. Okay,
Correct.
let's assume it's not working out.
Hmm.
So how easy it is for me to tell my parents that नहीं कुछ भी करके निभाना है
Hmm.
versus the 24 hours that they have to spend together. Okay, so
Yeah.
my dad, very very mature man, he would really
Hmm.
think so much before doing anything at all. When he took this
Yeah.
decision today, I realized that it must have been a very very well thought, very mature decision. Okay,
Right. Right.
now what happened is that because I was this young energetic guy, and so much happening in my life, like so you would be in that intoxication, wo nashe mein hote ho, right?
Right.
So now I
Right.
told
Right.
dad that, yeah. So I told dad कि पिताजी आपने हमारी नाक कटवा दी, you did this to my mom and this is not fair and all that. So from tomorrow you will not come to office.
Hmm.
I'll handle it. Okay.
Hmm.
And anyways घर पे तो रहने वाले नहीं थे नहीं, because mom was to stay with us because he was parting from mom.
Yeah.
Dipshita, what happened is that while I said, Dad, go away from here because the society feels bad.
Hmm.
Next day morning, this is symbolic. Next day morning, the society only had one question: is our investment safe with you without Mayur Bhai?
Oh.
In other words, Dipshika, they were not bothered about where Mayur Bhai stays, with whom he stays.
Right. Right.
I made it a society issue,
Hmm.
while it was never a society issue. It was an issue of an individual or two individuals.
Wow.
I had to understand that is Mayur Shah, my father, and this is Mayur Shah, the guardian of a business.
Correct. Correct.
Had I respected this fact that every individual is an individual in their own sense, you know, the story would not have probably had this kind of, a flow. So I
Correct.
personally tell everybody that let people be. Just like
Correct.
in the just like in the cosmos, every planet, every star has their own orbit. They
Hmm.
all coexist,
Hmm.
and whenever the orbits overlap, they probably give away or whatever, symbolically. I tell people that let people be, and we are all uh, here for a role to be played, and we are just a zaria. I don't know how to put it in English, but to kind of let them be, right? Okay, Dipshika. So
Wow.
that's how I would want people to not only forget parents party, you know uh, basically let people be.
Right. This is so beautifully said. Like, I'd read a book long back, and I keep going back to it every time this kind of a thing comes. Dr. Brian Weiss, Many Lives, Many Masters. And he talks about that everybody in your life comes to you for a situation, to create a situation, and how you deal with that situation is where it will lead. So what you just rightly said, कि अगर मैं ये नहीं करता, then probably this situation wouldn't have arrived, the rags wala story.
True,
So
true, true.
but I love the analogy where you go, talking about people and stars, and each one has its own orbit, and just leave them be. It's beautiful. I'm going to quote you on that.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have a video on YouTube which
Okay.
says the theory of orbit.
Hmm.
If
Okay.
I know my orbit, if I know my wife's orbit, if I know my
Huh.
son's orbit, and they know each other's orbits, then we will automatically coexist in this symbolically cosmos, which is our home. The way
Beautiful.
they, okay. So yeah, maybe I'll just share the link with you.
Yes, we'll put that link once we post this video. It's beautiful.
Thank
That's like a beautiful thing. Okay, so
thank
now you've told us about all these things, your parents parting and your depression and the reason for the depression. So how did you cope with all these atrocities that life threw at you?
Okay. So uh, if I were to go to say Mumbai, okay, let me answer this with a very simple example. If I were to go
Yeah,
to Mumbai, okay, two things are very important. One is that I have a mentor
right.
who has been to Mumbai before, okay, and
Hmm.
he tells me that Nirav, your path is going to be from here to maybe Nadiad, then Baroda, then Surat,
Hmm.
then Vapi,
Hmm.
and then Mumbai. These are the kind
Right.
of timings, okay. You should be carrying so much of food, so much of money, so much of fuel, all of that, okay. So that's mentorship.
Hmm.
Now, once I start to travel, whenever I would have a doubt, I go to the mentor. That is one option, okay. But the other point is, which is very, very important, that because I know that I'm going to Mumbai, because I know there is somebody like a mentor to guide, because I know
Hmm.
what I'm going to do in Mumbai, maybe
Hmm.
I have
Hmm.
this visual picture of the Taj, the gateway of India, the Bollywood, the restaurants and all of it, my relatives and all that. There's excitement. The images, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
अब
Right.
अब अगर एक पंक्चर होता है, there's a puncture in the car.
Right.
What kind of relevance will the puncture have on this entire journey? Not
It will
much.
just right. Right.
Simply because I have the longer vision.
Hmm. Correct. Correct.
Yeah? So if I start looking at the puncture or an accident on the way, then to me life becomes that.
Okay.
But if I can look at the entire journey, the puncture is a very small aspect of it. So what
So true.
happened is that once I was handling my life, to make a comeback, I
Hmm.
understood the meaning of the larger scale of life, the life map.
Yes.
I will also share my life map with you, which
Hmm.
is a which is a visual life map, which is showing as to what exactly is going to happen in all my dreams and all the areas of my life with due course of time.
Correct.
So if I can visualize the entire life, and then I have a hiccup, a momentary hiccup, that should not bother me.
Yes.
I will
So
end
true.
with this very quick small example that if I have a black color, okay, if I have a black coffee, I have a black coffee. I sip it and I think, oh, it's very bitter. I sip one more time, it's very bitter. And all of a sudden I start thinking that coffee is always bitter.
Okay. Okay.
Now comes the mentor and he tells me that no, take 10 steps back. You are sitting in a cafe. There's milk, there's sugar, there's cream, the cookies, there's chocolate. Add them, and the same black coffee could become a tasty coffee to your taste. All I'm saying
Wow.
is, if I have the larger picture of life, small events will not matter.
Amazing. So this is, I think, what you do at Success Viking, where
Yes,
your mentoring platform. So
absolutely. My ultimate goal is that everybody makes a life map, which is logically a path that they believe in for all their dreams. Yeah.
tell us a little bit about Success Viking. How did it start and how did you get there?
Okay. So before we end, there are
Yeah.
two areas which I want to talk about,
Yes.
which you will let me and remind me also.
Okay. Yes,
because,
absolutely.
because I feel they are very important for the audience. But
Yes.
anyways, बोलने वाले को सब चीज important लगती है, but that's okay.
आप
Uh,
अभी बोल दीजिए ना, we'll come to Success Viking later on. Let's talk
no,
about what you want.
let me get into that. That's okay. Fine. So what happened is that once I made a comeback, okay, after this depression part, till then it was very very kind of sad and
Yeah.
tough, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Also for people it was very tough. For people even today think that how can this size of a debt be uh, uh, managed by being here with the same mobile number, being socially active, living at the same place, while some people prefer to run away, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so what happened is that after the comeback, or after kind of being fairly comfortable, I was either being called at gatherings to talk about the story, like this, or at the top schools and colleges, or corporates and all that. And I would give this motivating lectures, because anyways the story is motivating, right? And this is all
Right.
real. I mean, I have
Right.
actually lived this life.
Right.
But this is very important now. What happens, Dipshika, is that after the motivational story, everybody is like an inflated balloon. Wow. I mean, we'll also do it. We gonna rock in life, and हम ये dreams को पूरा करेंगे, ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे, all that.
Right.
But 5-7 दिन के बाद, they come with some questions, which I felt I had already answered on the stage. Now, this means symbolically that I was not giving them solutions. The balloon after 15 days पूरी हवा निकल के वो एक लोचा होके कोने में होती थी. Motivation doesn't work unless it is
Okay.
backed with how to do it.
Okay.
If I tell you that if Mother Teresa can do it, you can do it. If Indira Nuri can do it, you can do it. If say a Narendra Modi or a Sachin Tendulkar can do it, you can do it. You'd say that's great, but the question remains how.
How?
And hence, gradually, I realized that I need to create a platform which systematically teaches people some very basic tips of how they can handle life and businesses
Okay.
to achieve things on the path of least resistance, which is stress free. That's how
Okay.
Success Viking took birth. Yeah.
Okay. So cool.
Yeah.
So we were at the place where you were still getting out. So all your atrocities you had somehow conquered, and then your Success Viking came about, and then you started. You were also a fitness entrepreneur. So what is that part of the story?
Okay. So yeah, so basically I'm into of course I have this mentorship platform, but we are to real estate, interiors, all of that, which you told the audience.
Mm.
Fitness happened. So that's where this important story that I want to tell you now is going to come into picture. So Neha is my wife,
Mm.
okay, who's a fantastic example for women to kind of know about.
Mm.
She marries me, and so the script said, oh, अच्छे घर में शादी हो गई.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm.
Now, script didn't know two things. One, that this family is going to go near bankrupt, right?
Yeah.
And two, that she
Huh.
is going to be hit by arthritis.
Oh, that's
So
sad.
these two were not in the script. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
now so once so the moment she was hit with arthritis, initially we didn't know what was arthritis. Then later on we found out that this is arthritis which is not going to go away. It's going to stay with her for life because it's an incurable disease.
Okay. Okay.
Now, here, this woman has three choices, or this human being, or any human being in this world has three choices.
Hmm.
One is sit in the corner, get into depression, blame the luck, blame God,
Hmm.
blame life, and give up.
Right.
Second is take a little better route, which is sit on a chair and चलो मैं कुछ करती हूँ क्योंकि हाथ हिलते हैं बाकी सब भले दुख रहा है.
Hmm.
This woman at the age of 32 defies the pain, challenges the pain, and says that I'm getting into the fitness industry.
Amazing.
From somebody who was expected to be sitting on a chair or in some corner and give up on life,
Right.
thinks of the most, surprising decision of her
In
life. And at 32, Deepshika, with her kid, she would go every weekend to Mumbai to study.
Wow.
And then she got her degrees from there in fitness. Now we
Okay.
at 17, 18, 19 are so finicky about मुझे मेरी मैं कौन से स्टैंडर्ड में हूँ, मैं कौन से फील्ड में जाऊँ, मेरे दोस्तों ने ये कर दिया, ये सब वगैरह वगैरह. Here is a woman who
Huh.
begins a career at 32.
Amazing.
Today she is number one in the fitness industry, easily the
Wow.
most respected name in Gujarat, with
Wow.
arthritis.
Wow.
And I please believe me, we have seen days where at 2 or 3 o'clock in the night she would wake me up saying that, Nirav, I've been trying since 10-15 minutes to get up, but I'm too stuck. I mean,
Stiff.
jakad bahut gayi hu. Yeah, stiff, right?
Huh.
And
Huh.
you need to pick me up and take me to the bathroom.
Oh
I've
my
done this.
God.
You couldn't walk.
How how sad.
We've seen days where the Nihar was a baby and he was to be fed, right? And we had to put the baby to her because she couldn't hold the baby. This is
Oh my God.
reality. This is the kind of pain she was going through, and then she challenges the pain and becomes number one. Even today, she has arthritis. Even today, she has pain. Even today, she has swellings.
Wow.
But
And she's number
20,
one.
22 years, she has not for one day, one time, cancelled a batch.
Amazing. So cool.
And Deepshika, let me tell you what is the power of vibrations here. In the night, if she would have a swelling on her shoulder and her knees, and she'd show it to me, not as a complaint. She's never complained. I tell
Hmm.
her that, Neha, you have some 10, 12 people who can assist you. You have 10, 12 instructors in your organization. Why
Right.
don't you just
Right.
call somebody and say that take the batch tomorrow morning?
Right.
And she says that there will be two calls, Nirav. One is to the instructor, and second is to the pain. That dear pain, I've taken care of somebody taking the batch tomorrow, so you can stay here and you can grow if you want to. But
Oh
if I
my
don't give a
God.
call, if I don't give a call, there's only one call I've made, and the call is to the pain saying that I'm going tomorrow morning. Choice is yours.
Completely.
22 years, every day she has been at the studio taking two batches.
Wow, Nirav, I got goosebumps when you said that. That was amazing. So I'm going to speak to Neha very soon after this
You
interview, and
should.
I'm going to have her in Jan. Come and talk to all the ladies who we can do a
Yeah.
special talk
This
about
is,
archetypes. That is amazing. That
yes,
is
yeah,
amazing.
this is an absolute reality. This is an absolute reality.
So cool.
Yeah.
So that's where
Yes.
you started your fitness entrepreneurship from.
Yeah,
And
so,
so,
frankly, it's more of her business, and now my son's into it. I do not know
wow.
anything about it, but just to make my my label sound impressive, I just put this also.
Oh my God, that is so cool. Okay. So, where are you now with all this impact of the paradigm shift and all these atrocities and your riches to rags to riches? Where are you now? Where is life taking you now?
So interesting. So the definition of riches has changed. That's one thing.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, Again, a lot of people, when they make a comeback, would then think that now I need to show the world that I am rich again, and that
Hmm.
I'm capable of being rich, capable of being a successful businessman.
Right.
While uh, planned as well as unplanned, maybe again, basically maybe the aptitude that changed with time. Ours has become a very balanced life.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
every day
Hmm.
we give an hour or two to work out. Okay,
Okay. Hmm.
every day or maybe at least once or twice in a week I have time to sketch. I do cartooning. Okay,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have a philanthropic platform called Wake Up to Dream, and we have a huge team of volunteers and donors, and we do a lot of social service.
Right.
Of course, we are into real estate where we have serviced the debts, to people's satisfaction.
Hmm.
We have real estate projects going on. We have
Hmm.
a lot of numbers of interiors going on. Fitness is a great business that our family is right now running. Now we hold stakes in businesses because we're mentoring them. And then
Hmm.
mentoring platform is also now commercially working for the rich ones, and of course for the poor ones it's free of cost. Entire package, entire platform is so good businesses, good income, balanced life, and that's what really the riches of life are to me.
Beautiful. That is amazing. And
Thank you.
you tell us a little bit about all the social work that you're doing. You just mentioned that you have a platform where you do a lot of social work. Please tell us
Right,
about it.
right, okay. So um, whenever you go to the lesser privileged people, okay, we somehow, a majority of us are into charity, which is fantastic, which is very needed. Okay, if
Okay.
if they have a hungry stomach, or their body shivering because of cold, there's nothing else that they want to listen to. That's their first need.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
but
right.
because all most people have done is charity, they have this feeling that this is how they have to live life.
Hmm.
मीन्स टुडे इन्होंने कंबल दिया, कल पर ये खाना देंगे, परसों कोई और आएगा और कुछ और देगा, जूते देगा. While at Wake Up to Dream, so we have two chapters to it. We have
Right.
a we are in association with some other platforms, like करके देखो अच्छा लगता है and all that,
Hmm.
wherein
Hmm.
the one chapter does the charity part,
Hmm.
and the other chapter is into mind training of the lesser brain.
That's cool.
Because we see, I've spoken to the jail inmates, I've spoken to the lesser privileged, I've spoken to the very privileged, like us. Questions are the same. Everybody wants a car, everybody wants recognition, everybody wants the same things, right? It
Right.
is just that how the mind perceives whether it's possible or not. The
Okay.
success Vikings version, which is more relatable to them, is Wake Up to Dream. But the
Okay.
same thing we are doing there also is mind training them with techniques of how they too can dream as big as we all can.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
amazing. So you're actually empowering the lesser privileged people to dream and to achieve that. That is amazing.
Logical, yes, and we've had some fantastic results. Yeah.
Tell us if you have a lovely story to tell, we would love to hear about. some.
Okay, we're making a small film, which is more like a documentary of six guys. Uh, you
Okay.
know, two are women, four are men. Uh,
Okay.
so like this one guy was a clerk and a son to a housemaid and a rickshaw driver who today
Okay.
owns his own uh, semi-luxury car and is a very
Wow.
well-known name in his community who's a singer. One example is that. Second
Amazing.
example is of somebody who had quit bodybuilding. He was a sports person. Had completely quit because the sports was very, very costly, and his parents
Yeah.
were, had this sewing machine or silai mein se khar, and he then went on to become, restarted the sports, went on to become Mr. India, participated in Mr. World and Mr. Asia. Okay, so a lot of the stories, yeah, a girl from a Gaon, who was passionate about tennis but had gotten into engineering. Parents had no clue of what is tennis, nor had money to cater to that costly sports. But then, how did she finish her engineering? Did not fight with the society. Still today, has now gotten into the fitness industry. She became, um, amongst the top 30 in the country in tennis. Won gold medals of Gujarat, India, all of it. So yeah, a lot of stories, lot of stories. Yeah.
So cool, so cool. You feel so satisfied when you can actually see people grow and grow to heights like these. This is amazing. Uh,
And,
with
and
three
if I look
Christy,
back,
right?
the picture, yeah, if I look back, they're very small things that they've done consistently to create the impact. And so it's not rocket science. Rocket science is consistency and mentorship. That's all. So sorry, yeah, did I interrupt you somewhere?
Oh, no, 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 no. Absolutely not. So nice. So, also tell us, this is brilliant, Nirav. Also tell us, you mentioned that you're a cartoonist. So, when did that come up? I mean, you're a creative person, so obviously you can draw, but how did cartooning and satire come into your life?
I'm glad you didn't say that near you're a cartoon instead of a cartoonist. Okay, so
I'll be
I
damned.
I
Mhm.
think so. I was creative, as you said, right? And I
Yeah.
was good at art, but since my since this days of Pratna, which is about 30 years back, I used to do current topic hoardings like Amul does right now. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
and so they were very popular, and but the idea would be mine, the fun would be mine, but I would have somebody draw it for me,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Okay.
And then this bad phase, everything fizzled out because then current topic was only our lives, right? And but then later once we settled down again, those things start coming back, and then again I would have some professional draw it for me, initially 3 4 4 4 5 months, and I would want quick changes, and I would not like what they would do, because I kind of knew what I want on paper, but I was, they were not bringing it on paper form.
Right.
And
Right.
he or she one day said that, सेट्स के भाई, you रुकना पड़ेगा, खुद कर लो या कुछ ऐसा. And I kind of made that first attempt and kept improving.
Huh.
Today I do cartooning. Today I do wish tuning. Wish tuning is if it's your birthday, I'd find out from other family members about your life and then create a collage of your funny life events and all that, and then surprise you with that, which is called wish tune, right? Okay.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, but what is important is here, Dipshika, is that it's giving me two things. One is a lot of stress buster, option.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Okay.
second is that people find that somebody who is a businessman, sketches, that's cool, that's cool, right? It's
Yeah.
like, you go in the college, and unlike others, you are also a guitar player, then you are this cool dude, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So that advantage, but but what it is doing to me for my future is what you need to understand.
Okay.
If you survey the senior citizens, okay, men
Mm.
are supposed to be more depressed than women.
Okay.
Okay, that's what the doctor said. Now, why?
Hmm.
Because at 60, 65, till that age, men have been very busy the entire day.
Hmm.
Traditionally, I mean, now
Right.
things are different. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, they retire and there's a void. What to do in life? They wake up
Correct.
and nothing till the night. And that
Yes.
things, brings in negative thoughts. While
Right.
the woman is busy from day one in life,
Yeah.
her role from morning till night is all, very clear
Defined.
of what she's going to be doing. Exactly. Even if she's doing a business or a job along with too. So
Yeah.
they are always busy and have not much to, you know, kind of think around. Hence, everybody should know that once I get into this, age where I'll start retiring, semi-retire, fully retire, what are the activities I'm going to do? What are my hobbies? And pick two
Beautiful.
hobbies, Shikha. Pick two hobbies because as we age, not everything is going to respond. I could be a fantastic reader and that would be my hobby for the entire day, but then my eyes might not stay with me forever. So I better also be doing maybe doing something else. This
Correct.
question is to be asked from right now, from the age of 30 and 40, not once you retire. Okay.
Right.
So
Right.
my answer to your question is extremely philosophical also, very, 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 yeah, there you are. There you are. There you are. Yeah.
Amazing. My God, you got me thinking. Now I'm already thinking, acha, what is my retirement plan that is going to be the hobbies and what am I going to keep busy with?
Yes.
So, yes. So, Nirav, we are almost coming close to an hour and we will wrap up. And I
Okay,
think I've
sorry, yeah.
covered all the aspects, but if I haven't covered, if you'd like to shed some light, uh, in one of your any of your activities that we've left out to share with our viewers, please you can talk about it.
Okay. Okay. So I'll do a quick summary, but before that, um, this is again very important. Just like my dad gave me room to do what I wanted to do at 15
Right.
and a half years of age, which is my son in 10th or 11th. He comes and
Right.
tells me that dad, I want to study abroad because everybody in the family has done that since three generations, and
Yeah.
not because it's abroad or not because we want some certificate from a big university, but because of the exposure that we get. Okay,
Okay.
right? How they
Okay.
are functioning, how to handle yourself and all that. So 15 and a half, which is 11th standard, 10th standard. And he comes and tells me that, dad, I'm going to this place called this university in Singapore. I said, what about the visas, student visa? He said, I'll go and get it done. Where will you stay? I'll go and look for the place.
Wow.
Uh, you know, uh, what about the admission? Yeah, I'll go and get it. I'm not joking. I'm not bluffing. We just drop
Amazing.
him to the Ahmedabad airport. A kid
Wow.
who is 15 and a half. He by
Okay.
himself lands there, gets picked up by a stranger with whom he had planned this thing, and manages everything for the one
Wow.
year. Did we worry about the degree at the end of the one year, the grades? No. Did we go to Singapore? No. All we kept check was what is he learning and is he in the right कुछ
Company.
गलत कर नहीं रहा, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Comes back,
Okay.
does distance learning for one year from here. Third year he goes to UK, Wolverhampton. We just drop him to Ahmedabad airport for the first time. He takes his tube 2 hours to their dormitory by himself. Everything he manages himself and comes back with. Again, till now we've not seen the certificate, but we know that here is a guy who, between the age of 15 and 18, managed himself on his own in some countries which are stranger to him, stranger to us, and we've not gone even once over there. That's the only
Wow.
degree we've seen that he gets, right? Today
Amazing.
he's very successful, very responsible. We are very proud of him. The point is that this also is one of the most major paradigm shift definitions.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because parenting is has to be now, worked with paradigm shifts. Because like we used to keep, like our parents had, set a path that this is what you will do, or this is, you'll probably study till there, then you do masters, then you'll get married, then you'll have children, which was all very good. We all turned out fine. But yes, right now I think the world is evolving so soon that we will need to change with times and make that paradigm shift.
You, you,
Amazing.
you, you won't believe, Dipshika. hundreds and thousands of people follow me, or I mentor them. I speak from the most hugest forums, right? But my son
Right.
tells me that I love you and respect you as my dad, but
Okay.
you are not my role model. So I am a role model to so many other youngsters of his age. Okay, but not him, because he's very, and I respect the fact he says that, dad, I am, this is my aptitude, I am this, and in that field, that industry, these guys are the leaders whom
Okay.
either I can meet, or online I can get mentored by them, or even their films, their autobiographies I can see. So they
Hmm.
are my heroes. When it comes
Oh,
to business, when it comes to living life, dad, you are not my hero, but I love you as my dad and I respect you, and I have to respect this fact. Because
amazing. Weren't you heartbroken, Nirav?
no, see, the, uh, that's where the maturity comes into picture, right? I mean, that's what I said. That is his orbit, and I need to respect his orbit. He needs to respect my orbit, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah. So
Beautiful.
I'm no Ambani, I'm no Adani. That's a fact. And hence, if that is what he wants to become, and that's his role model, those guys, then yes, I have to understand.
So be it. Absolutely. So before you give us a closing note, I would just like to say that everybody that is joining us from Nirav Shah's site, please follow the Paradigm Shift page on Instagram and Facebook. We bring inspiring stories, inspiring content like Nirav Shah, who have such beautiful stories to tell about their paradigm shifts for the betterment of themselves and the society. And everybody that is joining us from the Paradigm Shift, please follow Nirav Shah because they're doing such great work, even with design or with social work or his cartooning and the fitness industry. So please follow him for more and more, and the mentoring platform, which is right now the most important that is going on, so that you can have. I mean, I just love what you just said about the orbits. It's going to be like my mantra now, and I'm going to quote you at a lot of places. So,
Thank you so much.
yes, yeah, thank you so much, Nirav. This has been great. So, a closing note from your side for our viewers.
Yeah. So I think it's very simple. Relate your paradigm shift with your aptitude.
Hmm.
Uh, it should be very sustainable, and hence learn, do a lot of research. With it, have a mentor. People skills learning, that is very very important. Staying excited, having visual life map, having dream sheets in front of you in all of this. Uh, so I want you to be unique,
Yes.
but honest, transparent, and sustain your being unique, and do not give up. Phenomenal time I had here, Dipshika. Very very organized. You guys are very professional. I almost do this every week, right? But if I had to rate this interview and the interaction we had in the last few days, I would put them amongst the top three, because it's very very professional, and
Wow.
you are in turn too changing lives with what you're doing. Very very
Thank
nice talking to you and everybody in the audience. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was our honor to have you, Nirav Shah. Thank you. Have a great week ahead and safe journey for the trip that you're taking tomorrow. So that's why we had to prepone our this. I'm sure all your followers will get to see the recorded version. Those who could not this, and everybody who joined us here, Aditi, Shobha Day, Soumya. Thank you so much for giving me the reference of Nirav Shah. He's a gem. Devangi, Paresh, Mandeep, all these guys, they're in love with you. You've been such an inspiration to all of them.
And I need to
So
thank Soumya here, because yeah, she got us connected, and she herself is a phenomenal example of
amazing.
what you can do in life. So I respect her and salute her too. Thanks, Soumya.
Absolutely. Thank you. Good evening. Bye. Bye for now. See you guys. Bye. Bye.